Hello there viewers, welcome to Season 6 of the World ROTTERDAMINATION series. Now, a quick reminder of things before we get going into this episode. Today is my birthday that you're watching this, if you watch it the day it comes out. If it isn't, then it's not my birthday anymore. But anyway, because of my birthday and the 5k video that we had the day before, in case you haven't watched it yet, there's a little few announcements, viewers. Some really interesting stuff. We do have a giveaway, so please check out that video. All you have to do is be subscribed and comment on it, and you might get yourself a free Omega Luke merch t-shirt. So that's always really good, isn't it? But there is an update to the Patreon. Now, the Patreon, it's nothing like you have to pay more or anything like that. If you want to, you get early access to videos. Now, that's better, isn't it? Than watching them the day they come out, is watching them before they come out. That's really good. I think so anyway. Now, the Player Spotlights is obviously one of my favourite, or one of your favourite videos to watch. That's what gets the most views on this channel. How about if I said to you, you can watch them a couple of days before at the cost of just $4 a month? If you think about it, if I did 2 a week and then I released them a couple of days extra, that's 8 videos that you get a couple of days extra just for $4. So it's quite good, really, isn't it? It's a nice little deal. But that is the new deal that we have on the Patreon. As a thank you for everyone for supporting me recently, I've been trying to think of different ways of repaying you for that support on Patreon. And I thought, what better than giving you some early access to your favourite videos on the channel. Now, I will occasionally chuck these videos on there as well. Not to mention the occasion when we do tactics, or I do a Wreckfest video. Anything that I do beforehand, and I've edited it and everything like that, I will get up on the Patreon before. So it could be more videos, viewers. But it could be less if I'm like struck for time and I can only get it out the night before. Then there's not much point in putting it on the Patreon. But still, I will try and get as many videos as I possibly can out for you in advance at just the cost of $4 a month. Of course, if you pay higher, you get that as well. But the minimum of $4 a month and you'll get early access to videos. That's good. We are also in the mix of doing a concept football shirt. I have been working, of course, with FM20 to design a shirt. And if you are familiar with the Discord channel, if you're not, please join the Discord. The link is down in the description. But we have been designing a shirt, which I will put up right here next to me. How do you like that one? Editing Luke, please put that next to me. Now, the shirt, we have a potential designer to actually create this. I'm still working with, but they're very busy at the moment. We hopefully will get that going in August. If not, I do have a backup option as well, so that's good. I always come with a backup. But a lot of people have shown interest in this shirt. I want to get my hands on one as well. They are really high quality made, especially if I go with this original designer, because Lelujo uses them and they are absolutely outstanding. So hopefully we can get that over the line in the next couple of months, so stay tuned for that. That should be good. No more than 40 quid, I promise you that. I'm not quite sure how much it's going to cost, but I'm not looking to make a profit or anything. I just want some cool football jerseys, which I'm sure you do as well, so that's good. Anyway, it's Season 6 now. A quick recap of how we've been doing since we started this series. So, of course, a quick recap of last season. We went on and won the bloody league. We absolutely dominated it, to be fair. We lost 4 games, but 2 of them were the last 2 games of the season where we just played a load of youngsters and didn't really care much about it. We won the season with 12 games remaining. Absolutely dominated the league, and we finished in the semi-finals of the Champions Cup. So we did really well in all competitions. Other than the FA Cup, we didn't do too bad in that. But we have a huge season ahead of us now. We are now in the World Super League. The biggest season is ahead of us. Each season it keeps getting bigger because we just keep getting promoted, which is fantastic. We can no longer get promoted because we have reached the pinnacle of the World Super League. We are in that. And we are going to be facing against the best teams in the world now, viewers. It's very difficult. So difficult that Real Madrid finished in 16th place last season. They scraped by the skin of their teeth. They scraped by and avoided relegation. Real Madrid. That's how difficult this league is going to be. But viewers, we've got some things to talk about. The transfer window went a bit nuts, and I thought I'd do a little bit of mathematics. We haven't done some mathematics since season number 2, where I thought I'd bring you some stats, some percentages, potentially. I don't quite know yet, but I mean, you can see our transfer budget of 236 million, and I spent quite a lot, to be fair. So we'll talk about it, viewers, step by step. Let's start with the players on the outs. Now, I'm going to go through some of these players, and you might not think they're as important because this guy you've probably never seen us actually play because he hasn't actually played for us. But there's a few things I want to discuss, and that is the profit that we have made from previous signings to selling players. So let's bring up this man, Wissam Ubanu. We managed to sell him for £1 million, but we bought him for 49k. So a maximum profit there of 951k is a good start, but it gets better. We then sold this guy, Mfundu Malongo. Now, we have actually played this guy a couple of times on the bench, and he has actually come off the bench and played 2 games for us. We bought this guy for 625k, and we sold him for 8.5k to Angers, where he was out on loan last season. So we sold him now. He scored 15 goals in the first division where we started, so that was good. A profit there of £7.875 million. It gets better, viewers. Next up is Edgar Lopez. Now, this guy I feel quite bad about letting go because I do feel like he could be a really good player. We haven't actually played him yet. I've tried loaning him out as much as I possibly can. The Peruvian. Now, we actually signed this player for 83k. And already, he's exceptionally good. 148 current ability. But we're no longer playing a cam, and he doesn't quite suit a centre mid, and he doesn't quite suit a striker. So I really felt like we should look to move on this player. Sheffield United came in and we ended up selling him for 11.5 million, which means we made another profit, viewers, of 11.417 million pound. Now, this is a sad one. I get that. We bought King Louis at the start of the game for 60k, if you remember rightly, and he has played quite a few games for us, but only actually scoring 1 league goal. And I did look at the stats, and because I didn't really want to sell Louis Montanu, but really, can we justify having him? So I ended up deciding to sell him. We managed to get £15 million for him. So again, a profit of 14.94 million. Outstanding stuff for Louis Montanu. Next up was a free transfer that we got in the last season. Juan Miranda, he actually played quite well for us last season, but we have signed a really good left back, and we had Simon Bakker come back from loan. So we had 4 left backs. We did not need 4 left backs. So I sold him to Anderlecht for 15 million. So that is a complete 100% profit of 15 million. So to be fair, a 24-year-old, we could have waited and got a lot more for him, but I was happy to let him go now. I had no plans to play him, and I don't think he's going to get much better than this, although being a very good player. So we managed to get 15 million for him. 15 million is 15 million at the end of the day, viewers. Next up, we have Jazor. Now, this guy is also a player we bought in season number 1, and we bought him for £725. So really cheap there, but we've actually sold him, viewers, for 16.25 million. So almost all of that is complete profit. He's barely played for us. He played 30 games one season, but 23 of them were off the bench, and he's never really performed. I was happy to see him go because he was just taking up space in the end, and although he never complained, never really heard much for him, but I think he's reached his full potential now, especially star rating, and we had quite a lot of money for him. I wanted to cash in while his value was still quite high, and 16 million, that's more than enough for my liking, to be fair. Considering how much we paid for him, it's just more profit. And we've also sold this guy, a regen that we brought in, who I potentially thought could be one of the best centre-backs in the world. And he still might be. I just don't like him myself. He has cracking pace, that's good. Some of his mental attributes are very good, but 12 heading, 12 jump and reach, and he's only 5'11". Something just rubs me the wrong way when I see really small centre-backs. I know Cannavaro is one of the best centre-backs in the world that has ever seen, and a World Cup winning centre-back. But I don't know. Just for this game, I think you just need someone who is at least 6 foot to justify who has good jumping reach and who has good heading. Else you occasionally see it fly over the top of their head. And much to my surprise, viewers, that PSG came in for him. So we did sign him for £5 million. When I think PSG actually made an offer for him to begin with, he decided to come to us, Good decision for him? Probably not. But then going PSG is not going to be much better, although he has played 2 games already. £24 million, so £19 million in profit once again. And we'll keep tallying this up, viewers. I'll bring you a total at the end. It is astonishing. To be fair, I've probably used it in the title, so it's probably not that much astonishing. You've probably only clicked on the video because you've seen the actual title and how much this is, but you'll see why we get there in the end, because there's one with a huge transfer fee. With each transfer, I bet you're thinking, please don't be my favourite player, please don't be my favourite player. Now, Eric Riera was a bit of a favourite player. A few years ago, he started scoring some goals when we went up into the 3rd or 4th league, I think, when we used to play wingers. But unfortunately, I've tried playing as much as I possibly can in this role, and I don't think he's going to progress into a really good cam. And now we don't even use cams, so it's a bit pointless, really. Signed him for 24 million, sold him for 30, so almost £30 million in profit yet again. Not to mention we loaned him out and made all that money back anyway, 400k. So we've managed to make a great profit on Eric Riera. He could turn out to be one of the best wingers in the world. He probably will. But there's pointless having the best winger in the world if we don't use a formation with wingers. There is just no point. Brighton are in the Super League with us, so he'll probably score against us, but that's fine. I'm willing to accept that fate, and he deserves to be at a good club. And I think Brighton's a nice club for him to go to. We have 4 transfers left, viewers. And this one is probably one that people were telling me to make the most in the last couple of seasons. Renier. Now, there is a lot of speculation whether Renier actually performed well or not at our club, but I think he's starting to hit his peak now. Of a current ability of 147, 3-star there. It doesn't look like he has much potential to move on. We did remember sign him in the 2nd or 3rd season for £10 million. We sold him for £43 million, so a massive profit there of about 33.25 million back to Benfica. I say back to, he never went to Benfica before. He's now at Benfica. We haven't played him much. Last season he made a lot of appearances, but that is when we eventually changed the formation and I started favouring Santarelli, and he made 1 appearance and 1 off the bench. Never really performed how I thought he would assist-wise. Like his maximum assist total was the 1st season with 6. Now for a cam of teams who are winning the leagues, I'd expect to see a lot more than that. He had a good goal season there and a good overall season there. Just not enough goals for my liking, to be fair. A good servant of the club, but I was happy to see him go for that profit as well. Now, I already mentioned how we signed one other left-back, and we got Simon Bakker back. We then sold the last left-back, Juan Miranda. We've also sold Mykolenko. So 2 left-backs gone, 2 left-backs in. We signed Mykolenko, remember, for 18.5 million, and we sold him for 45. So again, I think this is good decision-making, although he will be in the same league of us, and he is already playing games. Those 3 are off the bench, so I can't see him starting against us. And to be honest, I can't see him starting many games. I think he's made a bad choice, viewers. We are starting to use other players. 22 appearances there for us. So not as good as the season before when he played 32. So although he is very good, getting more assists than Renier, who is playing further up the pitch than him, and he was overall a good defender, I just think this left-back that we have brought in has potential to be better than him. Might not be as good as him now, but potential to be better than him, and that is the most important thing because we are shooting for the moon in this series. We need to get to the World Super League title very soon because I'll show you in a sec, the club vision is ridiculous for a team that has gone back-to-back trophies 5 years in a row. I think it's unfair, viewers. The penultimate departure was Nicolo Armini. Now this guy, of course, we signed from day 1. And I just don't think we got a good Nicolo Armini. He doesn't have anything green in the technical attributes. He doesn't have a bad pace or strength. That's fine. Mental attributes are okay. So if you look at it really, we signed him for £1 million. We sold him for £54 million. Is that a £54 million defender at 23? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Where we have like Leo Leos and Aliyu coming through, they're just better defenders now, and Armini, I was fine with letting him go. A massive £54 million profit, that's fine. I'm happy with it. But there is one more big departure, and this is probably the most debatable one. we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are on this one. I can see me getting some stick for this. And that is because Sandro Tonali, the player of the season, voted by the rest of the league, so the league player of the season, Sandro Tonali, has left. Now, we signed Sandro Tonali for £22 million, so the only way I was going to let him go is if we made a lot of that money back. And I set a high asking price of £100 million on him because we had Manchester United, Chelsea, Barcelona, so many clubs coming in for him, of course, because he was the league's best player and he was only at Feyenoord. And I think we managed to get most of that money because we sold him for £95 million. £95 million. That is absolutely outstanding. Upfront money. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. So we made a profit of £73 million in Sandro Tonali. Now, we're going to talk numbers now because that means a total of £302 million, £152,250. That is so much. £302 million profit from those players alone. That's it. From those players alone, that's how much profit we made. And that's why we got so much money in the bank. And we still have over 200 million in the transfer budget. But I have spent a lot of money. And we're going to look at that now, who I've brought in. Because I've broke the bank, viewers. I've broke the world. I've broke our transfer record twice just in this transfer window. So let's see. So we're starting off with Alexis Moreno. Now this guy is a player who I brought in a while ago. He just took a long time to come through. 16 years old. He played at Sevilla. And we barely spent a penny on him. 975k. I do think he will be playing in the Mazzala role. Eventually, we just have to train him in it if we can get a better player out of him. Because at the minute, he's not quite there. But for the money of less than £1 million, why not? It's definitely worth it. And he still has 5-star potential, even though he's at the club now. 16 years old. Let's see how he progresses before we make a judgment. Now, these signings, viewers, what I've come to realise, they don't happen very often, those ones under £1 million anymore. Gone are the days where, like in this video where we highlighted, Eric Riera cost 24k, Edgar Lopez was 83k, King Louis was 60k, Ubani 49 and Jazor was less than a k. They don't happen anymore, so we're having to spend a lot more money for decent regens. And I think this guy could be a decent regen. Again, the fact that we have playing in England for so long now means they are all coming through as English. That's one of the faults of this database. But FK Astana, we signed this player from Sergei Ospinov. Great determination and flair and the pace. That's why I signed him. The rest of it we can grow, I'm sure. But he comes to us for 8.5 million. It's a lot of money. And we can hear sirens going because maybe I've been robbed. Maybe that has happened, viewers. I'm not quite sure. But we made enough money in the transfer budget to spend. And this is one of those dodgy ones which I'm unsure with still. We also spent £10 million on this Tunisian player, Monsef Jabali. A right back, 16 years old. Now, I do think this guy has better potential. Well, not better potential, but I do think this guy stands more of a chance to get in our first team than the last one. Because physical-wise, he doesn't look too bad. He has great natural fitness and stamina. Determination's there, teamwork and work rate. Those are the core things that I look at, remember, at the start of the series. And he already has good pass and tackling. Mark him. We just need the rest of him to develop along with him. But some high single digits here and some high single digits here means they will be 10s and 11s in no time. He will look like a very good player. We'll start integrating him into the team and he already plays wing back. So that's good. I'm happy with that. £10 million, although he's on wages of 43k because they're just assholes, to be honest. They want a lot of money and I've given it to them. Right, viewers, I have spent quite a lot of money though. This guy, 18 years old, James Murphy, who has actually been doing really well for us in training despite only having 9 determination, which I must be honest, okay? When I looked at this player, I thought, 13 determination, that's ideal. Signed him. And then he came and I was like, what? Why is it a determination only 9? I misread it, although I do think he's still very good. Passing of 18, finishing of 17, so I'm toying with what position to actually play him in. I do think Mazzala on attack. Potentially. £21 million I paid for him from Nottingham Forest. I think it'll be a good deal. David Popoff. Now, we need those sirens back because I do think I've been robbed yet again, viewers. David Popoff comes, and I think because I was seeing how much money I was bringing in, I needed to justify paying some money out. I couldn't just be sat there with 355 million in the bank thinking, there's no one around who I can get for a cheap price. I need to start spending that money. Now, although this guy has low vision, he is just 16 years of age. And I do think for 16, he has very good attributes. And I paid £31 million for this 16-year-old, so don't judge. But there is 2 players left, and this is now my potential starting left back alongside Simon Bakker. Now, like we said, Mykolenko is probably better right now, but this guy, Frank Fiona, has a lot of potential to get better. And I do think he is probably on par attribute-wise with Mykolenko. He just doesn't have the current ability of Mykolenko. He can still play that wing-back role perfectly for my liking anyway. He has all the correct attributes. Great crossing, decent passing as well. Fast touch, dribbling, all of that good stuff. The physicals are there. He is 6'3" as well. A big Austrian. I like his beard. That always plays in a factor. He has my hairline. That's fine. Red Bull Salzburg. And I spent a lot of money, viewers, okay? 40 million. But remember, we sold Mykolenko for that same roundabout price. We sold him for 45 million. So really, we made £5 million profit in that position. And I think overall, this guy in the long run will be better. He's 22 though. So he is a lot older than other regens we have. But that makes him probably come in the first year. It does. He was a first year regen, viewers. I missed out on him. Now, we had to find someone to replace Sandro Tonali. And I think I've done just that. Marco Kana. He's better than Tonali. I'll say it now. He's better than Tonali. I don't know whether he'll play better than Tonali, but what the funny thing is that he's gone to Manchester City. We signed him from Manchester City. Where did Tonali go? Please don't tell me it was Manchester City, because that is just hilarious. He went to Chelsea. That's fine. So Marco Kana from Manchester City, they just weren't playing him, and I don't quite get it. They played him last season, just 18 games and 4 off the bench. Season before, 12 games. Season before, 7 games. So I felt bad for him. 58 million I paid though. 58 million. They made a nice profit. I still think though that's quite a good deal. 58 million compared to the 95 million I sold Tonali for, and we got a better player because he actually has better current ability than him. I think his attributes are better for the role we want to play. Plus he's more versatile. He can play centre back if we want him to. He can probably play the Mazzala on attack. He can kind of play Mazzala on attack. Just the natural fitness which worries me. 8 on a CDM, and I'm thinking that's weird, but the rest of him is perfect. So Marco Kana, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I am a sucker for these Belgians, of course. I miss Lakonga, and I've been obviously on my Twitch save. I have Marco Kana for Anderlecht, and I'm very much enjoying Anderlecht, so I brought him in. I like him already. He's playing well. Speaking of playing well, we haven't been doing that. We've been very inconsistent, viewers, from the start of the season. Our first game, a 0-0 draw against Wolves, and I thought, wow, we are really struggling for goals already. Barcelona, a 1-0 victory, and it was a penalty. Again, I thought we were struggling for goals. Imagine beating Barcelona. You think, wow, we've just beat Barcelona. We kept a clean sheet against Barcelona, and then losing 5-2 to Brighton. I don't know either. Now, of course, we sold Eric Riera to Brighton, but we delayed the game. We delayed the transfer so that we could play against Brighton before they had Eric Riera. Absolute shithousery from us, and it didn't pay off because we still lost 5-2. So I let him go to him thinking it will probably make them a worse club. Gabriel Elias-Kraus and Frank Fiona with the goals. Then we drew 0-0 in the Champions Cup with Flamengo in the league below, and we still played a fairly decent side, so I thought we are really struggling for goals here. Nope, we won 5-0. 5-0, Kyle George, Gabriel Elias-Kraus, Locatelli, Aliyu. Then we struggle for goals again. I don't get it. Today, though, what an important game we have. Manchester City. We've just bought Marco Kana off them. How can we do? Let's have a look at the lineup. Before we actually do that, by the way, we have had a few loans go out. A few of the big players, one of them being Antonio Governo. Now, I know he ain't going to like this himself, but my reasoning for it is quite justified. He only has a current ability of 140, and although he is scoring goals, I want him to play first-team football. I need him to play first team football, and he's gone to Krasnodar, who were the FA Cup winners. So they have quite a good side as an important player. And I think personally, giving him the first team football for at least a season, maybe 2, is the best thing for him. Because he has five appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist already. He's already performing in the Fly Emirates Division 1. So we need that current ability. We need his potential to be reached at the age of 20. I know he can potentially get there. He has good attributes coming through. But I can't start playing him until he gets there. And he is better than Kyle George, Lazaro, and Albzi. Now, but we do have one more player who I've brought back from loan, who I am using in replacement to Antonio. And we'll look at him in a sec. Also, Patreon members, you may recognise some of your names popping up here. Remember, if you are on the $6 tier, you will be getting a player named after you from the Youth Academy. And I have gone through and I have selected a lot of the players from our Youth Academy. Only the good ones. A couple of you might have some of the bad ones, but we don't have enough good ones. So you may see your name popping up from time to time. Maybe you'll break into the first team, who knows? But remember, viewers, if you are a Patreon member at the $15 tier or more, you can rename one of the regens of your choosing. You just have to let me know who it is that you want to pick. And so the lineup looks like this. Kleber is in goal. Aliyu and Gabriel Elias Kraus at centre-back. Kelvin, Kana, Fjellner through the middle because we have, Sardella out. He's just come back from an injury. Now, you might also recognise, viewers, we have a lot of down arrows. That's because we sold Tonali. Everyone is livid with it. We sold Tonali and Armini, and 2 of them were squad leaders. So the other one was Kyle George, and we had an offer of Kyle George of, no joke, 90 million. And I almost accepted it until I seen the reaction of everyone else, and I thought, I can't sell 3 team leaders in one go. So we've had to keep... I say had to. We like Kyle George, but that was a lot of money. Now, the midfield are Santarelli, Hans Salin and Locatelli, and Lazaro and Kyle George up front. Players who have come in through who have been out on loan. We have this guy who is a regen. Very good player available to sponsor if you so wish to choose so. We also have Papetti, who has come back from loan and actually looks really good. He actually looks better than Armini, to be fair. I personally think so. Diamonde is another centre-back who came back from loan from AZ, who had first team football last season and has done very well for us so far coming back. He is available to sponsor if you are on one of the tiers, but this guy is the striker I was talking about. He will be trading positions with Kyle George, Lazaro and Albzi. Nicholas Fischer, he is from Liechtenstein. Yes, and he still has a bit of potential to go according to this. He doesn't have 15 finishing, which worries me, but he has unbelievable physical attributes. He scored 15 goals in 38 appearances on loan last season. I hope he can do the same again. This is the Manchester City side that we are looking at, though. Some unbelievable players, as you can see there. And Mikalenko is starting. Brilliant. So they dropped Ben Chilwell for him. So that says a lot, doesn't it? Boadu up top is going to be a monster to try and keep hold of. But hey, we've been inconsistent. But the main thing is that although we can't score against the bottom clubs, we've actually had quite a successful time against some of the top ones. Tomoyasu finds Ruben Neves, who he scores within 40 seconds. So that theory went right out the window. What an unbelievable strike this is. The fact that it's gone and it's fell to him and no one's there. He's hit that first time as well, in off the post. Kleber should be saving that. He shouldn't. He really shouldn't. I'm also aware I didn't show you where we were in the league. We were 12th at the start of this game. I think we were. We now have some catching up to do. The club vision, by the way, is that they want us challenging for the title. I know, challenging for the title in the first season. I feel like we could get sacked because of this. De Bruyne brings it in. Boadu heads it over. Ajax are 1-0 up against Manchester United and are in second place right now. It's crazy times. PSG at the top there. Down the bottom, Leipzig, Manchester City, who we are losing to right now, who have actually dropped a position somehow. Hertha Berlin and Juve. And Real Madrid are below us still. Well, not much is happening in regards to the rest of this game. I don't think we even had an attempt on goal. Have we had an attempt on goal? We've had 6. We just haven't seen any. Santarelli now bangs in a free kick. Elias Kraus knocks it down. Is that... It's gone in, viewers. How has that gone in? Lazaro. I thought the keeper picked it up. That is an absolute gift. I love goals like that. That's better than the Ruben Neves one. That's what I prefer. Elias Kraus nods it down. John Stones plays around with it. Keeper doesn't know what to do. And Lazaro puts it in the net and gives it one of these. Running away with the goal, viewers. Hans Salin, 6.4. That needs to change, please. We need a goal. De Bruyne plays it to Sterling. Don't let Sterling... Oh, for God's sake. I mean, I have watched Raheem Sterling's career quite closely, being a fan of the Premier League. And never have I ever seen him score a long-range shot like that. The guy doesn't have that power in his boots. The closest he came was when, I think it was Euro 2016, when against Italy, he hit the side netting. That's it. Santarelli knocks it back. Kyle George can't quite get there. Ederson's now picked it up. Who will he distribute? Bayern Munich are beating PSG, who were top 3-0. That is the World Super League for you. It's going to be so difficult to win this. Aliyu, back to Gabriel Elias Kraus. Plays it up to Hans Salin. It's a lovely touch to Lazaro. He's played him in, and you cannot miss those opportunities, Lazaro. Rating-wise, he's actually our best striker. Stats-wise, he is not. Kyle George is. Kelvin plays it in. It's been knocked down. Santarelli, Lazaro. It's played out for another corner. I will make some changes. Just not quite yet. Another corner coming in. Santarelli. Cleared. Lazaro. Keep it alive if you can. Santarelli. Knocks it back to Lazaro. Find a man. Marco Canna. Aliyu. Marco Canna against his old club. I think this is his first performance. I think we signed him the last day of the transfer window as well. Just back. We can't make a sub. Santarelli. Ederson's cleared it. Don't do this. Really? Boadu on his own. All the way. On his own. Don't be silly. Kleber makes a save. Thank God for that. Clear it. End the highlight. Right. Let's make a change. Frank Fiona is struggling. We have Simon Bakker. We'll have a look at Simon Bakker. This is his attributes. He's come back. Nice. I like him. From Marseille. 31 appearances. He played for them and he's done really well. He's come back. He's looking strong. Let's also think about our strike force and Locatelli, who is playing really bad. Disenchanted. See, they don't like the signings that we made compared to the people who left. Whereas, to be honest, I think our team's actually better despite that. Albsey, on for Kyle George. Can you make a difference, please? Well, it is now Bayern Munich 4-0, but we have lost 2-1 to Manchester City. So that is disappointing. We need to book our ideas up. I need to look at the tactic. Maybe something is changing. I'm not quite sure. I don't know how we're really going against these teams, but we are struggling, viewers. We are struggling. Barcelona sit top. 1 loss, 5 wins, but we are near the bottom. 7 points. 2 wins, 1 draw, 3 losses now, but we're still above Manchester City. That's their first win of the season. Anyway, viewers, thank you very much for watching this very long episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to smash the like button if you can. That would be fantastic. Remember, if you want early access, patreon.com/OmegaLukeGaming. Gaming. You can get a couple of days ahead of other people, on the player spotlight. It still takes you, by the way, to the YouTube video itself. So for like targets, keep hitting that like button. Even if you do watch it early, keep hitting that like button because you will be watching it on the exact same video as what other people will later on. It's just unlisted. You can only see it with the link. So if you are, don't go sharing the links. Keep it to yourself. You pay the money. Don't give it to other people who don't. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? But if you do want to sign up and get that, page.com/OmegaLukeGaming. Gaming. Link is down in the description or at the end of the video. Guys, there is one tomorrow and it is an absolute beast. You already know if it's early access. You already know how good it is. He's a free transfer. It's a free transfer. That's what I can't get over. And he scores almost as many goals as he's played games. In one season, he scored like 38 goals in 30 games. I'm not lying. Check it out tomorrow. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Well, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there's another one below that I have picked for you to have a look at. Also, if you'd like to sponsor me as a content creator by pledging to my Patreon page, you can do just that by following the link below and be like one of these wonderful people. Thank you.